Live from the Export Beer Garden Studios and brought to you by a dwindling supply of Export Ultras, the beer for commentating rugby, it seems. This is the Agenda podcast for Tuesday, the 14th of May.
The Agenda podcast, the home of sporting nonsense and claptrap. Brought to you by Export Ultra.
Morning, Lane. Welcome back in for a Tuesday.
Morning.
How's your Tuesday morning shaping up so far?
Bloody good. God, it's good.
Why?
I don't know.
Sounds like...
Because it's Tuesday.
Yeah. Well,
It was better than Monday.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
My least favourite day of the week, Tuesday.
Really?
It's just such a nothing day. Like Monday, you know is going to suck, so you sort of brace for it, you know?
Yeah.
But Tuesday's like the
You got to do some work.
Yeah, Tuesday's the wave behind the wave.
Yeah, right.
So, you brace yourself for that first wave, you pop your head back up to take a breath, and Tuesday hits you. And then Wednesday's hump day. Thursday's all right, starting to get excited. The league's back. And then Friday, you're away laughing.
We had to go to Houndstein's today, though.
Yes,
We
yeah.
had to get kitted out for some Houndstein's kit again.
And I was just saying before we started recording, it couldn't have come at a better time because I actually don't own a pair of pants.
Like long. When you say pants in England, do you know that means underpants?
Yeah, I've heard that.
So that's why. And I said I got no pants, and they went. So what do you mean? It's like pants here, like, and I was like, no, they're underpants. That's why they're called under, because they're under your pants.
So then what are they? Trousers?
Yeah.
I don't own a pair of trousers.
Pair of longs.
I've got a pair of Black Caps, like tracksuit pants that they sent us. That's about it.
Well, the Leisure Club tracky pants will probably suit you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I reckon. Or are you thinking of more of a slack or a jean?
Maybe I don't know. The kit. This is a problem facing a 32-year-old man. In the last 2 years, the tighter jeans have really gone out of fashion. And it's very baggy now, you'll see. It's very baggy.
Yeah, but when's the line when you seem to look like a bit of a dick in the baggies?
This is the problem.
Because my son put a request in. I said, I'm going to Houndstein's today. He goes, size 32 jorts, thanks.
That's what he wants.
Yeah.
Yeah. They do. They all want the massive jorts at the moment.
Yeah.
Have I aged out of the, can I still be chasing trends
Well,
anymore?
I don't know. Finn Caddy, you look at the state of him, he came through. It looked like, I don't know, what did he look like? He looked like he'd come out of a festival from 1996.
Yeah.
Those big baggy jeans, the tight waist.
It's very much like it's a competition to who can have the baggiest jeans at this stage.
It looks like the raving Viking. That kind of era, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I think he looks like a fuckwit, but I mean, that's my opinion. I'm a 46-year-old man.
Yeah, and then you pair that into the school shoes, which is what they'll seem to be wearing at the moment as well.
Yeah, and all the girls are wearing guys' hoodies. They're wearing Leisure Club hoodies.
Yeah, that's right. So
because the boyfriend hoodie look is in now.
Is the go, yeah. And my girlfriend has hit me up to get her a hoodie. I said, absolutely not. You've seen the state of my wardrobe. I got one hoodie. This is it. It's great. I got about 4 pieces of clothing and I wear them every single day. So yeah, I'm gonna need to get into the pants. I don't know if you see me rocking a real baggy set of jeans and a pair of school shoes, give me a bit of grace.
I can't. I can't abide it.
We all deal with aging in our own ways.
Yeah, true. I still wear Vans and try and dress like a skater with a hoodie and stuff. So I can't talk. I've got my kids did my mullet for me, so that's. I can't talk. They tried to give me a low taper fade, and I end up looking like Anton Dixon. Look at it.
Yeah, no, it is.
Look,
it is.
I need a samurai sword.
There's no fade.
No,
there's no fade.
It's just straight. Theatic.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Enough about our fashion choices and the decline of the male trendiness as they age. The All Blacks captain, our All Blacks captain, the reigning incumbent All Blacks captain, Sam Cane, has decided to retire from the international game at the end of the 2024 season. This is basically because he's signed another deal. What he's on at the moment over in Japan is technically a sabbatical, but he's then signing a 3-year deal from the start of next year. And he's used that to signal the end of his international career.
Yep.
But because he is on contract technically on a sabbatical this year, he's still eligible for the All Blacks, but he has said that he doesn't want to captain them. He's said it's time for someone else to be a captain. And so he's happy enough to just, if they select him, he still wants to be selected, if they think he's good enough. But he doesn't want to be the captain. He wants to support whoever the captain is.
Good on him. This is a very Kane Williamson type thing to do, because Kane Williamson, remember, he said it's time for someone else to be captain.
Yeah.
I still want to play Test cricket, but I just don't want to captain the team anymore. I want to concentrate on my batting.
Yeah.
But look, good on him. He's played 95 tests for the All Blacks.
And this is important. because I feel like, are there almost exactly 5 All Blacks tests this year?
Well, there's home ones, and then there's away ones as well. So there's basically 2 against England. I think there's 2 in South Africa. There's 1 against Fiji. There's 2 against Argentina and 2 against Australia.
So there's 8 up for grabs.
9
up for grabs. I think he surely wants to become another All Black centurion.
Yeah.
I think there's 10. He wants to do that. He wants to get onto a bottle top question and then sail off into the sunset.
Why not, though?
Absolutely.
And he deserves it. He's come back from potentially a career-ending injury when he broke his neck in South Africa, remember?
I said this yesterday, and he has one of the sturdiest necks you'll ever see on a man. And I think that if Sam Cane lives his life in any other profession other than a professional rugby player, there's no way you could even break his neck if you tried. You know what I mean? If he's a scaffolder, if he's a builder, if he was a professional wrestler, I don't think he could have broken his neck. That's why it was such a outrageous injury when it happened, because it was like, someone's broken their neck in the All Blacks, who do you think it would be? I would have immediately gone, well, it's not Sam Cane.
No.
And sure enough, it was. Yeah. And came back.
Yeah.
Came back to captain.
Came back stronger, actually, you'd argue.
And I was worried at the end of the World Cup last year. I honestly thought that red card would be the defining characteristic of Sam Cane, and maybe as time goes on it will become that. But I don't feel that way about Sam Cane.
Oh, that's good, though. It's good to hear from a Canterburyan, because he's a good Chiefs mana man, and he copped a lot of shit from anywhere south of Hamilton. Every time he played, he copped a bit of grief. Sam Cane. But it's like, you look at the stats, you look at how much work he does around the field, how much tackling he does.
Oh, yeah.
He's top of the stats every single time.
And he puts hits on. He doesn't just tackle. He puts shots on dudes.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the end. One thing I would think for him is, so he said, it's time for me to step down. And I think in his mind, he's thinking they're going to start grooming a new captain for the next World Cup cycle, start pulling that through. What happens if they pick Ardie Savea? Would Sam Cane be like, oh, well, I didn't know you were going to pick him. You might as well pick me then if that's what you're going to do.
Yeah, I think they'll think I'll pick dog roll.
Yeah.
I think they'll pick dog roll. And I don't think that, maybe that's just for this season, but because Ardie comes back from his sabbatical and he'll play the next World Cup, he'll captain the next World Cup team, surely.
Yeah. Christopher Luxon was doing the rounds this morning.
Oh.
And they asked him on breakfast, who do you think should be the next All Blacks captain? Now,
why are we asking the Prime Minister of the country who should captain the All Blacks? That's so New Zealand.
Because a couple of reasons. One, the 2011 Rugby World Cup got John Key another term. So this does impact politics.
Even after the three-way handshake.
And second point, Your Honour, is he's a hearty and, born-bred Crusaders fan. So as a one-eyed Canterbury and massive Crusaders fan that he is, who do you think he picked to be the next All Black captain?
Cody's 8%.
Ardie Savea. Really? And then he had to go, and I've got to acknowledge Scott Barrett as well. He's a very good player.
I don't know if they can. Ardie can't. Can he? I suppose he got World Player of the Year last year. It's a pretty big mallet to come in with and say, hey, I should be captain.
Until they announce this award this year, I am the best rugby player on God's green earth.
Correct. So give me the armband.
So I'll be having the armband, thanks.
Hey, so Sam Cane's win record was 75% as captain. Number one percentage winning captain is
Richie.
Yep. Now, here's a question for you. Who's number 2?
Oh.
Here is the question for you. Who is number 2?
Is it going to be one of those ones where it's like he only captained 1 or 2 games?
I'll tell you how many games he captained.
Because
he captained, potentially.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, not 1 or 2, but, a few seasons.
A few seasons. Is it like... Tane Randall's the losingest captain of all time, isn't he?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes. Tane Randall's in at 56%.
Yeah. Is it Ruben Thorne?
Yes.
Yay!
It's Ruben Thorne. At 86.95, Ruben Thorne, who played 23 tests. So he just pipped Tana Umanga.
Oh.
Who just pipped Kieran Reid. Kieran Reid's at 84.3. Tana's at 85.7. And then Kieran Reid, yeah. So, yeah, Ruben Thorne, Mr. Nobody.
Ruben Thorne.
Yeah. There you go. Who knew?
Jeez, kid knows his footy.
Yeah, that's right. I knew because the way I asked the question, you're like, well, it's definitely not Tana Umanga or Kieran Reid.
No.
Even look, even the late great ones aren't that good. Brian Lahore, 83.
No, but again, this is the thing, and we are comparing them to such a high bar. This has always been the crux of the All Blacks, is that we expect them to win everything, and so when we see an 85% winning rate as a captain, you're like, lost 15% of your games, you useless prick. So, no, the benchmark is 50%, you know?
Yeah.
All things being equal, a team should win as many as they lose. We just expect to win every single game. And so by that standard, you're going to always fall short. And I think that Sam Cane's probably fallen a bit victim to that. There's also the succession. He came straight in after Richie McCaw.
Yep.
And actually, that's what surprised us the most yesterday when we read the story that he had 95 tests.
Because, he was pretty much warming the bench.
Yeah.
But I suppose he probably got a lot of caps off the bench.
That's right, yeah. So a massive, massive knock for Sam Cane. I really hope they surely at least just name him for 5 tests.
Yeah, I hope so. He deserves it. One regret from the ACC is he didn't really bond with his nickname.
The Cleveland Steamer.
Well, I'm going to lay that blame squarely on, I hate to kick him while he's down, but Matt Heath, because he played for the Bay of Plenty Steamers, and that's where he played his footy for the Steamers.
Yeah.
And at the time, I don't know why we were talking about Cleveland Steamers quite a lot, because I think someone told us a story, I think Joe Jury, about someone did a steamer in an oven.
On an open oven door while someone was lying underneath it and looking through the glass at the...
Yeah, there. And so it became the Cleveland Steamer, and...
Which, by the way, we're not saying he did it.
No. It was just the fact he played for the Steamers, and it just, what's the most disgusting thing that has Steamer in the title? Well, it's a Cleveland Steamer. He's never done one, not that we know of.
And if he has, then
so be it.
Let 1,000 blossoms bloom.
Yeah, but I feel like we could have come up with a better one. That's my only regret. We let him down. We let him down. We did. We let ourselves down, and we let him down. So I'd like to take opportunity. Sorry, I'm sorry, the Cleveland Steamer. We can't change it now. So you are forever the Cleveland Steamer, but I think we could have been better.
I feel better for having said that.
Yeah.
I feel better for having shared that. It's important. A bit of a mea culpa there. And I think we do just put the boot down as far as our dear friend. I said it yesterday, and this is all I'm going to say on it. This Warriors losing streak is tearing families apart.
It is tearing families apart, and we're all better than that. This is what it happens, okay? And you just need to kind of refocus, okay?
Yeah,
the walkout was, we'll brush over that.
Yeah, we're going to leave that. All right, time for a break. Let's compose ourselves. We'll be back to talk a bit more sport. All right, this one out of the NRL. It's an off-field scandal.
Yes, but the wrong one though. I want cocaine. I want I want some proper dogs, poodles, simulated sex.
This one is good though. The Knights are being investigated for a potential salary cap breach. Now I think they have the highest paid player on their books in Kalyn Ponga.
Yep,
he's getting paid $1.4 million a season through to 2027. He's just broken his foot, so he'll be out for the rest of the season. This is quite an interesting story, and it's quite complex and quite long, so I'll try and keep it quite brief. But when he was negotiating with the Newcastle Knights in 2020, he was saying, I want to go play for the All Blacks, or I want to go play for this club, that club, whatever, to try and drive his price up. As part of the deal, his dad, who's his manager or agent or something,
Andre,
the deal was Andre gets a job at the club too. And so the Newcastle Knights signed him. This was around, I was working in the mainstream sporting media at the moment, and my dad said, the next contract you negotiate, you need to put me in there. And when I tabled that to one Mike Lane, he said, absolutely not.
Fuck, imagine it.
Yeah.
Oh, I could get nothing done.
It's right, Manaia's gonna be working for the ACC again. Warren's going to be in the front office.
I tell you what, there'd be no ultras left in the studio if you and Warren were in charge.
We did have a good session on the old FaceTime and watching Rugby League and the Bears on Friday night. I digress. Kalyn Ponga wanted the same deal for his dad, and so that is the deal that they agreed to, the Newcastle Knights.
Yeah.
$1.4 million, I think it was 7 years at the time, plus your dad gets to work here. And now his dad's just come out and told the NRL that Kalyn Ponga is still owed a 6-figure sum for a third-party deal. This is a third-party deal that the NRL had agreed to at the time of signing the contract. So basically they're saying, yep, we're going to sign you to 1.4. And then they've said, and fucking Tony's Tyre Service or whoever down the road is going to pay you $100,000 as well. Now that was ratified by the NRL. They said, yeah, that's sweet. And so now, and he ain't got it. So now he's kicking up a stink. And the long and short of it is he's basically ratted on himself because now the Newcastle Knights are under investigation for a salary cap.
And he works there.
It's like I don't know. It's almost like is it cutting your nose off to spite your own face?
Well, what's his job at the Newcastle? What is his job there? I think it's probably not that important. They're just paying him. He turns up once a week and clocks in.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's got much to lose.
He doesn't have much skin in the game. Well, the problem is that they're now going to find themselves in a salary cap breach, potentially.
And also they're going to have to start cutting costs.
Yes.
And they're going to go, yeah, Andre, you're not doing much.
Yeah.
I know it's part of the deal, but obviously there's an employment issue here.
We've given you some pretty lenient KPIs, Andre.
i.e. just don't come in.
And you've failed to meet them. They were basically just shut the fuck up. And you couldn't do that. And so now there's going to be some cost cutting. So when these kind of things happen, I've done a deep dive on this one. It's like, okay, yes. So if it's $100,000, let's say, the club can pick up the difference. Say the other company now doesn't want to pay it, the club can, but then it contributes towards their salary.
Right.
So that's going to put them over the salary cap.
Yes.
So this is going to be very interesting, and it's just wild to me that the Roosters can sign another $1 million player, and then the Newcastle Knights get done for a salary cap breach.
Yeah, it's all a bit trickery, all kind of trickery really and pokery. But Rugby Union do it as well.
Yes.
Because you remember Benji Marshall came over to the Blues. And all of a sudden, NIB were the big sponsor of the Blues. All of a sudden, Benji Marshall was fronting all of their TV ads, all of their billboards.
Yeah.
And NIB are obviously a partner of the Blues. At the partner of the Blues at the same time was the Radio Network.
Yes.
Our formerly before is NZME, was a partner of the Blues. Up pops his wife on the drive show with no radio experience, pops up with Flinny and Jay on ZM. All of a sudden, and everything starts to smell a bit fishy around how can we sweeten the deal. And I'm surprised if Benji Marshall Sr. wasn't given a job at Newstalk ZB and just as a hosking producer that never turned up. So it happens all the time, and and I'd say the Warriors would be exactly the same. I'd say getting some of those Aussie players over wouldn't be easy.
Yeah, I guess the only difference for the Warriors is we don't have, like, the Roosters have a massive, like, backer in Nick Politis is their guy.
Right.
He's the CEO of Brown Paper Bags. And we don't really have that. I don't think Matt Butcher was going to give you...
Oh, Alltech's old mate.
Oh, yeah.
He's not shy of a few bob. Right. So I'd say that, he's a multi-million-dollar owner. So, he, like at that plastics factory, there'd be people, all sorts of family members will be
might
working
be a new manager there by the name of Tim Fisher-Harris next year. So it's not too uncommon, but I just thought it was funny that he's blown the whistle on his own.
That is a classic own goal.
Yeah, it's a massive.
Because he's a Monday morning meeting. So I got this issue with this. Anyone knowing about that, Andre?
Yeah. So I want an extra $100,000. It's like, you have already got $100,000.
just to turn up.
We want it. Yeah. We digress. The Knicks, the Wellington Phoenix, not the New York Knickerbockers, they're playing this Saturday in a do-or-die game. The ticket sales are already past 20,000, and the coach is out there calling for everyone to come along, set a new record.
Yes, it's got to be a sellout.
It has to be.
This is a first for the Phoenix. Wellingtonians, I know you're absolutely awful at attending live sport, but just make a exception for this, because this is a chance for the Knicks to make history, make their first final. Just get your ass to the stadium. I know down Fran Wild Walk, you'll freeze your tits off and potentially have hypothermia by the time you get there. But do it.
And then tarps off for the last 10 minutes.
Yep.
The record attendance for a Phoenix game in Wellington is 32,792, set when they last hosted a semi-final against the Newcastle Jets in 2010. They've broken the 20,000 threshold one other time between then and now, and it was when they came back after COVID.
Yeah.
And everyone was just happy to have them back. Sky Stadium has a capacity of 34,500. That's less than I thought it would be.
Is that with the extra seats? Because when rugby games are on, they throw out those extra seats in front.
Oh, right,
So maybe they do that. No, that's about right.
Yeah.
The 35,000 mark.
So there's another, 15,000 left to go? 14,500?
Get it. Oh, you've got to go.
Get in there. Go and get
I
them.
won't go.
Not you.
I won't go.
Not you, Mike Lane.
I want the Phoenix to make the final. I want the Knicks to make the final. They've got some great fans, so I won't go.
No. But,
however, for a price,
yeah, I was just going to say, what's your number? Everyone's got a number.
if we have any Melbourne fans out there who are willing to stump up a flight, accommodation, maybe just a bit of F&B.
Yeah, anyone connected in the Melbourne underbelly that wants to really just cook the books on this one.
Yeah, because I can go down there in full Knicks regalia. I'm happy to, and then get amongst the fans. I'll even take my top off. Hey. Start swinging it before the last 10 minutes. So at half time, I'll get it out. And, so just get in touch.
Yep. You can make yourself a lot of money, potentially. Streakers Lane, there were 4 of them at the Highlanders game, and they all went through at half time, which we were talking about yesterday. It's great match awareness.
Perfect match awareness. A couple of things I really like about this. They're nude.
Yes.
Okay, no clothes, no, TikToking their way across the field. And it was half times. P. Diggs was playing, was a DJ set from P. Diggs. Mm-hmm. Didn't affect the match.
No.
Didn't affect the TV coverage.
No.
Got your dick out, ran around, crowd pleaser. Well done.
Well, 2 of them did. 2 of them didn't. And the 2 that did have been detained by police. Senior Sergeant Anthony Bond said because the 2 naked men ran past young children at a family-friendly event, they were arrested and charged with an indecent act. Charge carries a maximum penalty of 2 years in jail. The naked pair were bailed, expected to appear in Dunedin District Court. Meanwhile, the 2 clothed pitch invaders were warned for unlawfully entering the pitch. What message does this send?
That's bullshit.
What message does this send to New Zealanders around the country that there is actually now a reward for streaking with your clothes on?
That's disgusting. And do you know what really disgusts me? Like children seeing naked people, they see their parents naked just about every day. The little shits are walking into the bathroom, shower, doing a dump while you're in a shower. The whole time. They've seen dicks, they've seen titties, they've seen it all. You draw the line, if that streaker went past a bunch of kids hard, that's an issue, okay? That's when they should probably get maybe locked up, okay?
Yeah.
There's a big difference between soft and being hard. That's the line, okay? But I don't think they should, if they did run past with full rage, then I'd be like, you should probably be locked up.
I've probably got a softer example. If they streaked at a school, that's a problem.
Correct.
But we got to take into account the context of where they are. These kids are out at a rugby match. And by the way, what's more damaging to a kid is watching someone get, tipped up and tackled headfirst into the turf.
Correct.
Or just seeing someone run around in the nude.
Watch someone's knee blow out and them scream in agony as they get taken off.
Yeah.
And you know what? Those kids, I guarantee, at school on Monday, that is the first thing they talk about.
100%.
Did you go to the rugby? Oh, man, did you see those guys running around nude at halftime? It's so funny. Guarantee they weren't traumatized in the corner. If they were hard, they'd probably be in the corner rocking. But they weren't.
Yeah.
They were just some nude dudes. Got excited with P. Diggs.
Yep.
Great match awareness. The 2 clothed guys, I'm presuming they're guys.
I don't think that's a gendered term. They're
Dicks.
people.
Dicks, I'm going to call them.
Yeah.
Spineless.
And the biggest problem that I have is that the police have now set a precedent whereby the punishment is harsher for being unclothed than it is for being clothed. And that's not the New Zealand I grew up in.
No.
And
I agree.
I think the police need to have a good hard look at themselves.
Yep.
All right, let's take one more quick break and we'll come back with yours, please.
Yours, please. Brought to you by Leader, home of the lasagna topper.
We have had an influx of yours, please, pertaining to the penance that Matt Heath should carry out on behalf of the Pinot Noirs, or the wider Pinot Noirs community should carry out. We're going to save those, as Heath's coming back on Friday.
Is he coming back in, is he?
I think. that was agreed to before yesterday's podcast.
There was a bit of something went on. Like you were saying, it's dividing families, and we need to move on.
Tearing families apart, we need to park it. So at this stage, he's going to be back in on Friday. So if you've sent one of those voicemails through, we're going to park it till Friday.
Okay, but keep them coming.
Because it's not fair to play those out when he's not here. He needs to be able to answer for his crime.
But keep them coming thick and fast.
Keep them coming.
Oh, yeah.
I'll keep them coming, and we will play them on Friday. But as it stands, we've got 3 to get through. First caller, yours, please.
G Lane was just wondering, has the grim curse moved on to your Punishers footy yet? Travelling to an away ground and then him losing? Just a question. Fuck South Canterbury. Up Central Otago.
So I didn't quite understand that. So
I think he's referring to your children.
Oh yeah, it's true actually. Is he saying that I've cursed my? Yeah, well, that's gonna be interesting.
So, did you travel to an out of town destination?
No, it was within Auckland.
Yeah, so that's problem.
Yeah,
that's problem number one. The second problem is I don't actually think you do support your kids' sporting teams.
I'm not passionate about.
You're not passionate.
I'm passionate about the club, but not necessarily their teams.
Yeah, so
I mean, like the Nuggies. I'm a huge fan of the Nuggies. The first year tackle J6. The Nuggies are great.
Yeah,
they're like the most North Shore team you'll ever come across. All blonde-haired, blue-eyed with mullets. And all ball hogs. But the Nuggies are great.
Superstars. So I don't think that fits the criteria of the curse there. I do like that this person's on the lookout for it.
Yep. Yeah, okay.
I just don't think it fits the criteria. One, you didn't travel out of state.
Yes.
And also you don't actually support the team that you were there for. So you're clear. You're safe on that one.
Good.
As far as I'm concerned.
Yep.
Another caller here. Yours, please.
G'day fellas, Peter here, Peter Filer. Just wanted to check in how you got on with your bus trip with the guys from down in Hinds up to the mighty Hurunui, North Canterbury, beautiful place. Just hoping you took a whole lot of piss down for them and just waiting for a report back. Cheers boys.
I'm glad there was no South Canterbury at the end of that, which I was disappointed. Was that in the weekend we were supposed to go?
Yeah, I see. This is a horrible scheduling issue from our end.
Yeah.
We both thought this was next weekend.
Yes.
But I didn't know. It's only that now that I hear that. Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was this weekend.
Were we supposed to meet them outside Raywood Fresh? Was that the one?
Yeah, we were supposed to stop outside Raywood Fresh just around the corner from the airport with a bunch of beers, and they were going to pick us up on their way through.
Oh, dear.
Up to Hurunui. So, yeah, look, horrible miscommunication, and I just really hope that since they hadn't heard from us, they didn't go out of their way to come and pick us up. So that's
okay. Well, yeah, let's hope they didn't hang around Raywood Fresh for like an hour waiting.
Yeah, or even stop the bus because that's not on the way. So that would have been like a half an hour And I imagine, if you had to take that distraction, you probably would have been pretty upset about it. Anyway, another caller here. Yours, please.
Oh, g'day, Manaia and G Lane. Hey, we were at Railroad Fresh, but you weren't there, so fuck you guys. Anyway, we've been to Hurunui, we've beaten the Hogs, we beat the Glenmark Cowards last week. Speaking of cowards, that's you too, actually. You didn't come on the bus today. Anyway, I'm stuck between two front rowers. We're taking on Oxford next week. See you there. Fuck South Canterbury!
Oh, fuck. Okay. Sorry. I apologise.
Yep.
On behalf of myself and my family, I'm sorry we weren't at Raywood. That is a miscommunication. But it sounded like they had a good time. They won.
Well, they won, and I think that's the thing that they can really be thanking you for.
Correct.
Because had you come to that is an away game for a team that you are passionate about.
Yeah,
so the G Lane curse would have been in full effect. So yeah, I can only apologise. Sounds from the tone of that message that they had a great time regardless.
Yes.
The whole team was in there, and yeah, I'd also like to echo those apologies. Sorry for the runaround. If you guys had to make a detour there, sorry we weren't there. Although I don't know if we'd said that we were going to be there. I think I
said I was keen.
Yeah, we're keen. Just couldn't make the dates work.
Yeah.
But we'll look at the calendar again. See if we can.
When the next coach trip is.
Yep. Let us know where you want to meet us, and we'll see if we can make it work. We'll see if we can make it work.
If you're coming via Pukekohe or maybe make that work, and then it's a bit of a detour.
Yeah, West Auckland. All right, that'll do us for today. We'll come back tomorrow with another half-baked sports idea of a Wednesday. Keep the voicemails coming through for yours, please. And other than that, we'll see you tomorrow.
You've been listening to the ACC's Agenda podcast, brought to you by Export Ultra. For more episodes, like and follow on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts.